We've all met someone who speaks with absolute certainty about a topic they barely understand, and sometimes we've been that person. What's strange is that the true experts, the people who really know, often sound more cautious, even unsure. This isn't a coincidence. It's known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. When people know very little about a subject, they tend to overestimate their understanding. But as people gain real experience and depth of knowledge, their confidence often drops because they're finally beginning to see how much there is to know. Psychologists Dunning and Kruger discovered this in the late 90s. They found that participants who performed poorly on logic and grammar tests often rated themselves far above average because they lacked the very skills needed to recognize their own mistakes. Meanwhile, high performers underestimated themselves because they understood the complexity of the task. For example, in a meeting, the person speaking the most confidently isn't always the most informed. Someone who gives strong opinions on nutrition, politics, or psychology just from reading the news without ever digging into the actual research. Or the friend who thinks they understand parenting because they've babysat a few times, while actual parents know how unpredictable it is. Confidence in these cases isn't a sign of knowledge, it's often a substitute for it. It's like learning chess. At first, you understand how the pieces move and feel unstoppable. Then you play someone experienced and realize how little you actually see. When we overestimate what we know, we stop listening, learning, and improving. And the reverse is just as important. When people who do know more doubt themselves, valuable insight can go unheard. Recognizing this keeps us humble, but also encourages us to speak up thoughtfully when our knowledge is real. When you feel sure, ask, what evidence could prove me wrong? Experts aren't people who know everything. They're people who never stop learning. The more you study a field, the more you realize how deep it goes.